right, well, we're back on the bank and you join me on a wicked little lake. It's basically in the middle of a housing estate, and I've come up for a little bit of a sneak around, see if I can find an opportunity. I've actually walked around here a few times with my young lad, and sort of feeding the ducks, that sort of thing, and there's always the odd carp scattered around. It's quite a tricky lake, quite a low stock, and I'm not really sure what's in there. I've been told a few sort of rumours, a few myths, seen a few shadows lurking around. I know of a few decent fish caught over the years, over £20, sort of to mid-20s, upper 20s. I just don't know if they're around anymore, but I've come up for a little look around, see if I can find anything. There's quite a few guys fishing, but I've just had a little look in this little corner, and I think there's signs of some fish possibly up under this tree line along here. Then there is a guy fishing a bit further down, but not actually on this spot. I've seen a bit of movement in close in the margin, a little bit of bubbling. It does look like there might be a couple of fish around, potentially. So we'll have a little bit more of a look around anyway, see what we can find. And hopefully we will get lucky and have a bite. It's a very short session, literally a couple of hours. There's definitely a bit of movement going on out here, so this does look good, but I'm going to have a little look further down just in case there's any better opportunities. So let's get on the move and see if we can find anything else. Well, I've had a little walk around, but to be honest, there's signs of fish up along this bank here. There's a guy in this gap over here. He's fishing out, sort of out in front of him, and it looks like there's signs of fish right up in this corner. Now, I'm not going to be able to cast right up in there. Definitely bait and pole territory, but I haven't got one with me. But I might be able to flick one up just off the end of that tree. It does look pretty good. I can't believe how many people are fishing. I don't know whether that's just because it's nice weather and people are out enjoying the sort of good weather, or whether it's just a lot of people into fishing now. It's a free venue, local park lake, makes sense, but there's way more people on there than I thought there would be. Right, I think we're going to go one rod. I think we just flip one rod up there quick. See if we get any interest. Got little 9-footers with me, 2 3/4, 18-pound mainline, which is ideal on a venue like this because it's obviously very snaggy. If I get a fish up along there, I'm literally going to have to hit and hold and give it a lot of pressure to try and get it around these trees. Should have one ready to go. Little pop-up section, just like that. Loads of movement in there. Right, here we go then. 3.5 ounce lead, little short rig. Got a little Ronnie on there. 15mm DNA bug pop-up. I've got a tiny little parcel of the DNA cray mix. Loads of attraction. That's just going to sit up next to that. Hopefully get myself a quick bite. I'm going to just slot it out down along these trees. See if we can get a fish. And so I've just dropped a rod in this corner. It looks really nice. I've been watching for quite a long time. Obviously location's always going to be key, and I've been watching for quite a while, and I've seen some fish milling around, I believe, and a little bit of sort of fizzing, a little bit of coloration in the water. It's quite a dirty place anyway, to be honest, but there's some, I've heard some rumours, I've had a few messages about this place as well. It's a proper little housing estate, like Park Lake. A lot of people fish it, a lot of sort of general anglers fishing for like silvers and stuff, bream, that sort of thing. But there are some carp in there, and I've heard there's a couple of good ones in there. I've had a few messages off people sort of tipping me off what's in here, saying they'd like to see me do a bit of fishing on here, see if I can catch some of them. But I've just come up, basically the van got finished today. If you're new to the channel, my van basically got written off. I hit a deer and I've been fixing it up the last couple of months. It got back on the road today, absolutely mega, looks wicked. I've upgraded it. I won't go into it in this video, but it does look nice. But yeah, it's my first sort of trip to get back out in the van basically, so I thought, you know what, I've got a couple of hours, chuck a bit of kit in here. It's only about 20 minutes from home, so I come up here, had a little nose around, and I've dropped a rod into this little corner, so hopefully the rod goes rattling off, we can have one. But there are some really nice fish in there. One of them is an absolute banger. I know a local lad caught one out of here quite a few years ago now. Looked like it should be from Oxfordshire. It was an absolute stunning fish. I'd imagine if someone caught it and wanted to put it in a decent lake, it wouldn't look out of place. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can have one, and yeah, let's hope it's a banger. Well, I've been getting a few liners. I don't know if it's silvers or small stuff or not, but there's still a little bit of movement out there. I can't really show you on the camera, as the light levels are getting too dark now, but yeah, I've been getting quite a few sort of really positive liners. Just gone again, literally just sort of pulling up tight, dropping back down. So I do think it's probably fish coming along, either coming in, possibly going out of this little sort of bay. I've literally got it right on the mouth of the bay. I was going to fish it really close up against the trees, but because the light levels are going, I thought, well, this is the kind of time the fish are going to be moving out. You know, those carp are going to be coming out from this sort of snaggy overhanging tree line into open water now that it's starting to feel safe. You know, the lake's getting quiet, there's not as much noise, so you would have thought they'd want to venture out and start having a little look around. So I think that's possibly why I'm getting liners. Oh, I thought it was going in. Literally pulled up and the top just bang banged. That ain't going to be no silvers doing that. It's definitely something big. I mean, it could be bream or something. There's definitely something out there. I do feel like that's going to go off in a minute. Really do. There's definitely some fish up in there, getting loads and loads of liners. I don't know whether to put like a handful of pellet over the top of it, just to try and sort of bring those fish right onto that hook bait. To be honest, there's a guy fishing around a bit further, and he's been sort of firing bait all over the shop really. So I don't want to go putting sort of loads of bait in, because I think there's probably bits of bait everywhere, but it does look good for it, really does. Oh, and again. Oh, that's got to go. That has got to go. Come on. Right, well, although that really does look like it's going to do a bite, that rod in that little corner, I'm still watching the water as much as I can. As always, location is absolute key, and although there's potentially fish in there, and I think I am on fish, I think there's some fish knocking around in that corner, I'm just watching the water as much as possible. This lake is actually in sort of two sort of bowls with a little channel that connects them, so I can't see the other section. It's sort of down that way. They're both about the same sort of size, about an acre of water, acre and a half. And then you've got an island in the middle, which you've got little channels that go either side. On the far side you've got a really narrow little channel, really overhanging, can't really fish in there. There's a couple of little spots, and then you've got a wider channel this side. But I'm just trying to watch this section of water as much as I can. You know, I can see some sort of start fizzing in close, I can see some roll off the island, so I'm just trying to watch as much as I can, because, you know, even though it looks good in there, if I see one bosh out, it's worth getting a rod in it. So I'm only fishing one rod, it's only a little gap, but I have got another rod with me. If I was in a bigger swim, you know, I could potentially put 2 rods out, but in that corner I don't need it. 2 rods just going to cause me a problem, to be honest, if I get a bite. So, but we ain't got loads of time. Obviously it's getting dark, but just got to make the most of the time, haven't you? Hopefully it goes rattling off when you do have one. I'm getting an absolute load of liners to the point where the rod's literally getting pulled round, so I'm going to redo it. Let's hang up on something. Let's just put a fresh bag on. Flick it out there again, there's definitely fish around, so fish has literally just jumped out right down here. I think I turned the camera off, I didn't realise it was rolling. I thought I seen a bit of movement, so I was just stood there watching, and one's just come launching out. So there's a few knocking about down here. I thought I saw a bit of fizzing in there earlier, so I might have to move that rod from that corner out into this open water. Maybe those liners with the fish moving out in that corner. Right, seam set up then. Let's drop it out in the swim next door. See if that produces the goods. Definitely been a little bit of movement in here. Unfortunately, I've got to use the light. God, that is so shallow. Rod tip right back, not that they're probably going to see it, but rod tip back, slacking it off. Right, well, I've been in this swim for about half an hour and nothing's happening. I can't say I've been getting any liners like I was in the other swim, so I might have made a bad choice in moving. But most of the guys have gone now. I think I might actually be the only one left. And I was just sort of debating what to do. So I've got a bit of bait with me. I've got about a kilo of boilie and half a kilo of pellet. Just thinking I might come up in the morning for about 2 hours. Basically my missus is working tomorrow, so I've got the little one. I'm actually working on the evening, but if I got up pretty early I might be able to get a couple of hours. She starts at 8 o'clock, so I might be able to maybe fish like 5:30 till 7:30, or maybe 5 till 7, something like that, and maybe just do a couple of hours in the morning. Put that bait in now, come back, put some rods on it, literally fish for a couple of hours and just see if I can have one in the morning. So might be a good way of getting a bite, I don't know, but it's a bit of an effort getting up, isn't it? But you've got to be in it to win it. And yeah, I might give it a go. So if you don't see me fishing again, that's because I sacked off that idea. If not, it's because I decided to come back in the morning, so we shall see what happens. Right, this lot is going out. I think it's about a kilo or so. Basically gonna just scatter it in front of this swim. Just in a line basically. So I didn't manage to get back to the lake, unfortunately. The little one had a bad night's sleep, which meant I had a bad night's sleep, and so did my other half. So I didn't end up dragging myself out of bed in the morning. It is how it is at the end of the day. These things happen. So unfortunately, yeah, that baiting up didn't pay off for me. But I'm definitely going to go back and have a go at some point and see if I can get a few out of there on film for you guys to see, because there are some really cool fish in there. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Now I would say the content or the quality is probably a little bit poor. That's mainly because of the low light levels. The light was obviously fading even when I got there. It was only a couple of hours before dark, so the light levels were not great. And yeah, it's a bit grainy in places, I'm not going to lie. After doing a bit of the edit, it doesn't look the best, but it is a video and hopefully you still enjoy it even though. So anyway, thank you for watching the video, and if you're new, please smash that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and check out the social media showing at the bottom of the screen now. Until next time, I will see you next week. Hopefully you guys are going to be luckier than me. If you're going out, get out there, enjoy yourselves, be lucky.